What's up everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to farm a couple of pirate hangouts for great weapons and loot. In addition to this, expect boatloads of credits and XP. Now using this method I've picked up a couple of legendaries I like better than the in-game rewards. First up, the Big Bang. Yes, this guy is a legendary particle beam shotgun chambered in heavy fuse. In addition to its awesomeness in tight quarters, expect good range with the right muzzle attachments. Next, meet my legendary heavy, the Skip Shot Commander's Negotiator. This bad boy puts 40mm boom boom canisters downrange with explosive results. So let's take a look at how to put this farm together, and the first thing we're going to start with is a good night's rest. I go to Venus for its slow rotation and long days. This allows all previous farming enough time to reset, including pirate activity, alien enemies, aka landscape fauna, and yes, even vendors. So I've got outposts set up for ease of operation. However, you can land your ship on the planet and sleep as long as you got a bed. Now you can sit and wait, however that precious sleep gives you an additional 10% of XP for about 20 minutes. So make sure you take advantage of those Venus dreams. One thing I would like to mention for those interested in setting up an outpost on Venus is that you will need a rank 3 under the planetary habitat skill. Venus is a rather harsh environment. Okay, so let's go to our first spot we're going to farm. It's over at the far right hand of your map, and this is the Archimedes system, and what we're looking for is Archimedes 3, and you're going to want to go to this industrial outpost. Now I've been here before, I've got a couple of outposts set up, so if you just go to the landing spot under industrial outpost, don't land at the industrial outpost. So once you're in, it should look like this. Straight ahead will be the industrial outpost, and if you turn to your right, straight ahead in the distance is the relay station. The stuff before that won't be on your screen. That's one of my outposts, so there's a big landing site and all that. So here is what it's going to look like whenever you get close to the relay station. Now this is I'm coming from the edge. I set up an outpost here, and I would advise doing this. I'll get a little bit into that later. So what I do is I come to the top of this station. Usually there's a couple of pirates hanging out. And the reason why I come up here is there's only one set of doors you have to go through to, for the airlock. And I'm going to pick up all this loot, but I'm going to show you what you're going to expect in credits once you get done with this. So one thing, check this box. If it's got credits, that means that the military crate downstairs is going to reset as well. So this next level, usually you'll have quite a few pirates. So just take them out as necessary. Now straight ahead, sometimes that room will have a guy trapped in it, so we will have to make sure we clear that guy. That does not work, by the way. You'll see later. And here's the pirate legend. And the key thing is whenever you're farming these areas is you want to make sure you take out all the pirates so it will properly reset. If you leave one straggler behind, you'll have to unfortunately kill that guy before you can move on. Don't think that I will. So as you can see, I'm trying to use the explosions to ding him, but it's not working, even though he did step out. You can use a gun, and usually that works. You can actually take melee damage, or if you have a companion with you, that's one situation where the companion definitely helps. But as you can see, with a regular weapon, I'm able to hit the guy through the door. Usually, sometimes you can pick up their loot, but I couldn't there. And then once I turn around, I'm going to show you the military crate. Like I said, this won't probably reset every single time you come to this spot. But like I said, upstairs, when you see those credits in that first box, you know that crate's ready to go. And I'm just going out the bottom to make sure there's no stragglers out here, which there are not. So now I'm going to head back to Aquila City and hit up a vendor and show you how much to expect from all the loot that I just picked up. And this is, of course, the first run. It is the smaller run, but it's also the easiest to make sure you kill all the pirates and make it reset. And once I get into this guy, I'm just going to show you the firearms. I'm not even going to show you all the other loot, because firearms are usually the most valuable. So anything with a heart beside it, I already had. So anything without that, that's what I picked up in that one run. And if you add all this up, it comes out to about 22,000 in credits. Now that's not too bad for just one run. Plus that doesn't count the 5,000 credits in the military crate. Of course, that doesn't reset every single time. And then all the credits you pick up off of the dead bodies. And before I leave Aquila, I want to show you this firearms dealer down here. Now instead of turning left at that to the trade authority, you just keep going straight, and to the right is this Laredo Firearms. And this guy and gal back here, she's got, it's worth checking, not every single time 40 millimeter ammo. This 40 millimeter XPL is hard to find. So whenever I'm in Aquila, I always make sure I hit up all the ammo dealers. Okay, now for the second spot. If we're at Archimedes, we're going to look up here to the top right, this Boer system, and we're looking for this planet Boer 2, and we're going to go over to this crash site. This one's not as hard to find. If you just land at the crash site, then it's pretty easy to spot. I've got an outpost, of course, set up, and once we spawn in, of course, your ship will probably be right there. I'm going to pull my scanner up, and I'll show you what to look for. Now yours will probably say unknown the first time that you come here, but the symbol should be the same. This is the deserted listening post, but since we went to Aquila, we're going to sleep an hour. That's going to reset our XP. Again, that extra additional 10% of XP for about 20 minutes. So since we stopped, we'll refresh that. That's why I put the outpost there with the bed to help remind me to do that. So when we get over here, check this spot right here. If you've got a pirate kind of sitting there guarding, then you know that it's reset. Now this one's a bigger facility, so it's easier to miss a pirate. So you may come back and have to clear out like a couple of stragglers. And I'm not going to go through this whole facility just because it's big. I just want to kind of quickly get through to the end to show you what you want to look for. And I'm just going to, this one I'm going to pick everything up, but I'm not going to run back and try to sell it all at Aquila. But you should get a lot more loot out of this spot here. And these two hideouts that I'm showing you, the first one was on Archimedes 3. This is on Boer 2. These are all level 75 difficulty, and these all have moderate to heavy fauna or aliens. In other words, I can't remember. Some planets you go to, they don't have any aliens, anything to shoot. But anyways, what I'm getting at is these are good farm planets, so if you get tired of fighting pirates, you can go out and kill some creatures, and I'll quickly get into that after I get through this. So now you're starting to get into the main room. Dropping down. And this door right here, that goes kind of back up to where you came. This area here to the left is where you want to go. This will be where your pirate legend or the little mythical spacer is and all. And once you get to this hallway, this room to your right, that'll be the final room. Go ahead and heal up and you know what, let's switch to and once I get this last guy done, this room in here, this is where the science crate is. Now in this video, it actually didn't reset, but I want to show you where it's at. But this is like the military crate. Always check it because it'll have about 5,000 credits in it, plus some really good loot, maybe impossibly like a legendary or epic weapon or spacesuit helmet. Now, once you're done with the 2 farms, head back to Venus, sleep for 24 hours, and that'll reset all of your activity. Just make sure it's Venus because if you're on another planet, you'll have to sleep a lot longer. Now, if you're using your ship, this is how I'd set it up. After you head out the cockpit, I'd put a science lab. That way you have your research and your pharmaceutical lab. Then the next 2x1 habitat, I would put your workshop, so you have all your benches. And then the last 2x1, I'd put an armory, because it includes a bed. And you can always sleep for that extra 10% XP. The way I'd set up my outpost is this way. I put a habitat to the left, because I'm working on planetary habitat. I put a transfer loot bin to my right, so I can have extra loot and ship it between my ship, and my bed's in front pointing towards whatever I'm farming. Next, I dismiss my companion because I don't need the extra carrying capacity. It's easier to hear nearby pirates since companions always seem to be talking, and running solo saves the time since companions tend to engage with the slow opening and closing airlock doors, forcing you to wait until they are through. Now, the last thing I'd like to mention is that I've been farming Archimedes 3 since I was level 40. Archimedes 3 has the swarming maggot mauls that are easily aggroed and attack in large groups. They also herd prey creatures, and if you watch out for these stampedes, then you will be leveling up fairly quickly. On to Boer 2. Here you will find the swarming twist fins. These raptor-looking aliens run in large groups and defend one another with a passion to donate their XP to would-be players. And the final creature farm spot is on Hawking 1, which is in the nearby Hawking system. I haven't showed this system yet, but is in between Boer and Archimedes. This planet hosts the carnivorous Stegosaurus, or what looks like one in my opinion. These are by far the most loyal of the alien fauna. Once the player kills one stego, it sends out a death call that echoes far and wide, calling all carnivorous stegos to rush Starfield cadets, making them XP drunk in the matter of moments. So that's it for this video. As always, thank you for watching and hope to catch you in the next video.